Hi, my name is Gloria Hayden, and I'm the Public Services Librarian for Southwest Tennessee Community College. I want you to know that even though Southwest Library locations are closed due to COVID-19, the library staff is working remotely, so we're still available to assist you with your information needs. In fact, the library provides a wide array of resources that you can access 24/7. As long as you have a smart device and internet access, you have useful tools available at your fingertips. So in this video, I would like to show you how you can use the library's website to access materials while working from home. And since we're all taking online classes now, I want to provide you with a library orientation that'll give you some tips to make sure you have the resources that you need for your coursework. So we're on the Southwest homepage, and you have three different options for getting to the library's page from here. One is to go up to the address bar I've highlighted, and if I click away, notice my cursor is at the end of the URL. So it's www.southwest.tn.edu, and then I can type in /library, hit enter, and here I am. It says, Welcome to the InfoNet Library. Now I'm going to click the Southwest banner. I want to show you the two other options that you have to get to the library's homepage. You always have this red bar that's going to run along the top of the screen no matter where you are on the Southwest homepage. And if you go under College Services, you have a drop down there. Notice right here is a link to the library. So that's the second option. And I'm just hitting my back button. The third, if we scroll down just a bit, we have all these images, information about the school. And if you keep going, right down here, you'll see that third link. So just choose one of those options, and that's going to bring you here. You see some different images of the library, and then there is a notice letting you know that all of our locations are currently closed. But notice this sentence right here. It says that online library assistance is available through Ask a Librarian. And if I hover over that, notice it's underlined, so I know that this is hyperlinked. You can always click on that, and that will show you the different ways that you can get assistance from the library staff. Now, a little later on in this video, I'm going to be showing you some of these thumbnails, and here is another link to Ask a Librarian. So we're going to look at that in just a bit. We're going to spend a lot of time in our databases and also in something called the CyberCat. And right here you have our most used resources, but we're going to look at these two today. So let's start out going to CyberCat. What is CyberCat? It's our online catalog. This is where you would go if you want to see what books or serials the library happens to own. So we can do a broad keyword search. We could type in a topic, and it would look for that word or term anywhere in the records that are listed in the CyberCat. Maybe you are after a specific title. Well, you could click on the title tab, type in the title of the book, and search that way. Maybe there's an author you enjoy reading. You could click on the author tab, and notice each time we're getting examples, how we want to enter that information into the search box. You can do a more refined subject search using controlled vocabulary. If you have the call number for the book, that's searchable. And each book and each serial has a number that is unique to it. So there's an ISBN for books, an ISSN for serials. You could enter that and search that way. But I'm going to do a broad keyword search in this video. Maybe I want to find some books on study skills. I'll type that in and hit submit. And let's see what we come up with. We're getting 910 results. Everything is sorted by relevance, but I can change that if I need. Maybe I want them sorted by date that they were published, or perhaps I want them listed alphabetically by title. Well, I could click either of these to resort these. Let's take a look at what we're getting here. I'm getting the title of the book, the author's name. I can see this was published in New York by Palgrave Macmillan in 2012. It's available at the Union Avenue location, the Parish Library. I get the call number. I can see it's available for checkout. And then we get some icons on the far right. These are visual tools to let us know anytime you see something that looks like a stack of books, that indicates this is a hard copy of a book. Now, look at this one. It kind of looks like a film canister. That lets us know this is audio-visual material. Now, since the libraries are closed, this doesn't do us any good. But what you can do while you're working remotely, go right up here. There's a button. It says Modify Search. I'm simply clicking that. Now, notice my search is still set up. I still have that looking for study skills in any field. And if I scroll down just a bit, this is where you want to go. It says Material Type. I'm taking my mouse and I'm scrolling through my listing here, looking for ebooks. Here it is. I'm highlighting, and then I'm going to hit the Submit button. It's running my search. I now have 108 items, and look over here on the right, it's letting me know I'm pulling electronic books. So lots of ebooks to choose from. Now, if you want to read one of these, it's really, really easy to do. Let me show you how. You're just going to go right here, click where it says Website. Now, since everyone's working remotely, you're going to get a screen like this one. It's just asking you to enter your Southwest username and password, just so we know that you are a Southwest student and that it's okay for you to access our resources. So give me just a moment. Let me type in my information. And it's about to take us in. And here we go. We can see the title of this book, who wrote it. We get some information about it. I can even see the cover here on the right-hand side. And right here, I have a link to the PDF. I could click here to access the full text of this book. If you happen to have an e-reader, you can download this for 7 days. Now I'm going to click the PDF. It's going to load up the book for us. I can take my mouse, scroll through. I also have some arrows here at the bottom. That's another way I can kind of turn the pages, flip through that way. If I want to jump ahead to a specific page, I can type that number in here, and there it takes me. I can just scroll through to read, really easy. Now on the left, I do have the table of contents. This is another way that I can navigate through the book. You know, if I want to jump around, I can do that as well. At the top here, there are some useful tools for you to be aware of. If you wanted to save, email, or print a few pages, you're not going to be able to print the whole thing. That would violate the copyright, and the publisher does limit how many pages you can print off or save, but those are options for you. And if you are going to be citing this for, maybe you're writing a paper and you want to cite this book, you're going to find most of our resources have a tool like this. It says Cite. I'm clicking on that. And look what it does. It gives me a number of styles to choose from. So you're going to find out, look at your syllabus, see what style you're required to use in your class. I know a lot of our comp classes use MLA. So if that were the case, I could just grab my mouse. I could just right click and copy and paste this into my works cited page. It's giving me the citation for this ebook in MLA format. Now, it's still on you to pull out that style manual and verify that this is correct. You may have to tweak it a little, but it's still just a wonderful tool. So let's exit out of there, and I'm going to close out this tab. So we were just looking at CyberCat. Let's move along to our databases. I'm going to click on the databases, and I'm always telling my students that this is your one-stop shop for all of your information needs. You can come to our electronic databases, and you can find ebooks. You can find multimedia materials. You can find things like movies, really good movies, videos, images. You can find scholarly journal articles, but you can also find things like newspaper and magazine articles. So all these different types of resources are available in one spot. We have everything listed alphabetically by broad categories. And I'll just kind of scroll through here. You can kind of see some of the different topics that are covered. And so depending on what it is that you happen to be researching, this could be a great place to go to find information rather than going out and using a search engine online. So I'm scrolling back to the top. If you're used to using one of our databases and you know the name of it, you don't know where it is under the topics, we have an A to Z list here at the top. So I could click on that, and this would give you a listing. Maybe I know it begins with the letter A. I'll click on that and it gives me an alphabetical listing by name, by database name. But I'm going to scroll down, and I want to take you first off to the database collections. And I want to introduce you to SOAR. SOAR stands for Southwest Online Academic Resources. And this is a wonderful jumping off point for doing your research. If you're not sure, where to go in all these categories, this would be a good option for you. And let me hit my back button real quick. I want to show you this. SOAR may sound familiar to you because right here, where we clicked on databases, just under that, we do have a link right here to SOAR. We have the search box. So if I wanted, I could just type it in here. And notice here it says use SOAR to locate books, articles, videos, and much more. So SOAR, whatever we type in here, it's going to look in CyberCat to see if we have any books on that topic. It's also going to search some of our databases to see if there's anything on the topic. So you have two different options. So you can either go here on the InfoNet homepage, or if you go to databases, scroll to database collections, right here is the other option for accessing SOAR. I've clicked on that. I have a search box here. I don't have to do anything fancy. All I'm going to do is just type in, let's say I am researching body image. I'm going to write a paper about that. And notice as I'm typing, I get that auto suggest feature like you get with a lot of search engines. I love that because I'm a terrible typist. So I like it. It just pops my topic in, and I can go right here. I'm going to hit the search button, and it's going to search for information. I can see my search results right here. Now, let me show you something. Over here on the right-hand side, I get an overview article of my topic. Now, you may not always get this. It just depends on what you're researching. I'm really lucky with mine. If I didn't know a lot about this and I was still debating if this is what I wanted to write about, I might want to click here where it says read more and read that nice background information, just a nice overview of my topic. And as I scroll a bit, I'm also getting related topics. So notice as I'm hovering over each of these, they're underlined. I know they're hyperlinked. So if I wanted to search on any of these, I could click and it would run that search for me. Now, here in the middle, we get the results. I get the title of this. It looks like it's a journal article. I can see that right here. I can see who wrote it, where it was published, when, gives me the volume and the issue. I'm also getting a little preview. It's giving me maybe the first sentence. And I can scroll through. I'm getting some journal articles. Looks like most of these are journal articles. Sometimes you'll get a variety. It just depends on what it is that you're searching. But I did want to point this out. I get down to the 10th item, and I get this. It says, don't see what you're looking for? Try one of these searches. And it gives me some other options for looking for information. So maybe I decide, yeah, really, I got a lot of results and they're kind of all over the place. So maybe I want to focus in on body image and eating disorders. Let me click on that one. It's rerunning the search. Now our number fell quite a bit. So I'm getting more refined results this time. And if I decided that that was still too much, I have options on the left to refine my search and get more precision in my search results. Now, the first item under Refine Your Search is a really important tool for everybody working from home. Right here it says Full Text Online. You want to make sure that you click that. Let me go ahead and click it. And the reason is sometimes, especially with journal articles, you may click the title expecting to read the article, and you find that you just get a citation. That can be very frustrating. Now, in normal times, I would offer to get the article for you through a service that's called Interlibrary Loan. I would simply see if another library in the country had this article, and I would get it for you that way. Unfortunately, a lot of libraries are closed and they're not providing that service right now. So one thing that you can do just to kind of get you through and make sure that you have access, immediate access to articles, is to always hit that full text option. And you'll see that with most of our databases. If you look under the options for refining your search results, you'll see that tool. If you're ever taking a class and your instructor says, I only want you to use scholarly or peer-reviewed journal articles, well, SOAR would make that really easy. I would just click right here and it's going to pull just those types of materials. So again, my numbers are falling, but these should be more precise, should be better search results. And let's look at some other options for refining. We could limit by the type of content that we want. Maybe I only want those journal articles. Maybe I want book reviews or magazine articles. I could click on any of these, limit that way. Maybe I want to limit by date. I could limit here by the past year, past 3 or 5 years, or I could grab this little red dot. See the years, how they change as I'm grabbing that with my mouse and dragging it across. So I can let the database know what years I wanted to search. I could also limit this by subject, by discipline, or by language. And let me click here under subject terms just to show you how this works. I'm going to click more, and it's giving me a listing of subtopics. So, if I wanted to go through here and tighten this up even more, I could simply click, and I don't know if you could tell that the check mark got a little greener when I selected it. So I could just choose whatever options, I wanted. And then I would go right here. I've selected 2. I'll hit apply. And again, it reran the search and pulled just those options. Now, if I want to read one of these articles, I'm simply clicking the title. I'm going to give it just a moment to load up here. And here I can take my mouse and scroll through. Let me come down a little bit. Very easy to read. It looks like I went and got the journal off the shelf. Now, I'm going to take you back here to the top. There are some useful tools for you to know about. I could download this. Again, you got that citation tool. I could click right there to cite this. You can email, print it, and then they give you some other options as well. And if we scroll down a little, they do give us some related items. So they're trying to find other articles for you on similar topics. They try to make it really easy. If I wanted to read any of these, I would just click on them and would take me to that journal article. So that's SOAR. I'm exiting out of that. That's under the database collections. I'm going to collapse that. And you can also find more electronic books under the databases, and you can see there are lots of options here. Notice we also give you recommended websites if those are available. And the library staff has selected these, so you know that these are going to be reputable. Sometimes if we go out and we search online and you find information, you got to be really skeptical about what you find. You got to ask yourself a lot of questions if you go out and use a search engine. Anytime that you find information, you got to ask yourself, why did I find this information? Who put it together? And, who are they? Are they really an expert? If somebody's saying they're an expert in their field, can you verify that? Can you find studies that they've done, books that they've written, articles that they've written? But no, at least with these websites, the staff has looked over these. They've been vetted, so these are reputable. But here we have different ebook databases to choose from, and I want to introduce you to this one. It's called the Net Library. This is our biggest ebook collection. You have access to over 265,000 ebooks in just this database alone. I have a search box here, so if I wanted to type in a topic, I could do that. But I can also browse. So here on the left, they're giving us different categories to browse through. And then they also have items that they're highlighting. So they got a couple of different options here. This is kind of like when you go into a bookstore or even a library, they may have a big table with books that they're featuring. This is kind of the online version of that. And if I scroll down here, I have featured ebooks. So here they're giving us engineering and technology. And if I click this little button right here, this little arrow, now they're giving me fiction. So you can see it's not just not just all the scholarly stuff. There's actually some fun stuff in here that we can read through. So let me show you how this works. Let's find something fun. Let's do travel. Since we're all stuck inside, maybe we want to go somewhere. So I select the travel books. There are over 2,600 to choose from. We scroll through. When you find one you like, click the title. And then again, it's kind of like, the same layout that we had before when we were in the CyberCat. We could go here to go into the book. You can also scroll down. Here's that table of contents. So if you want to jump in, read a specific chapter, you can navigate that way as well. There we go. So that's where you can find more electronic books. Let's scroll down next and look at exams. And I want to show you Prep Step. This is a good one while working from home, because if you are, maybe you're taking a class and you're doing all of your assignments, you're working really hard, but you still feel like you need just a little more practice. Prep Step is a good tool for that. Now, in order to use Prep Step, it's a little different for some of the other databases. You do have to sign in and register in order to use it. So let me click here where it says sign in and register. The first time that you use it, you're going to go right here. It says new user register. Click that. And you're simply creating a username and password. Just fill this out. You just have to do the ones that have the required fields, just the ones with a little star in front. Fill this out. And then each time that you come to Prep Step, you'll sign in using that username and password that you've created. And look what we've got here. It says core math and science skills. Build your skills in these essential subject areas. So let me click on this. So, it gives me different options. Let's say I'm taking a science class. I'll click on science. And maybe I'm taking chemistry. I have chemistry ebooks that I can download. I could read through those, and then they also have tutorials that I could go through. Then, once I feel pretty confident in my skills, I can practice. If you click where it says practice, this is a quiz that you can go in and take. So you can really hone your skills using this database. Now I'm hitting the home button. You got the same thing for English. Let's click here on core English skills, and we've got reading, writing, grammar, and vocabulary and spelling to choose from. I'm clicking on writing. And again, I've got those ebooks. This time I've even got some articles. I have those tutorials and the practice sets, those practice quizzes. I'm hitting on the home button. There's all kinds of good stuff in here. There's a college success skills center. If I click on this, there are articles I can read on things like organizational strategies, classroom success skills, information literacy skills, even things like personal success skills. Let's click that one just to kind of show you what I'm talking about here. And there's information on managing debt, understanding insurance and taxes, investing, developing healthy habits, things like that. There's a career preparation center. I can learn about different careers by clicking right here. And if you are going in to any of these fields, when you graduate, you're going to be taking an exam. So maybe I'm a nursing student, for example. Let me click here on nursing exams. But there are practice exams in here. So you could really get a head start. There are even like exam prep ebooks, even flashcards for some of these. So you could get a lot of good practice ahead of time. This is an important one. Computer Skills Center. Let's click on that. Since everybody's taking online classes, if you are new to using a computer, here's where you want to go. Get started using your computer. Get started with the internet. So if you're not terribly tech savvy, these are nice video tutorials that you can go through. And let me show you this one, Popular Software Tools. Let me click that. This is going to give us video tutorials for all the Microsoft products. So maybe I've got a PowerPoint presentation that is due. My instructor's telling me to put a PowerPoint presentation together, and maybe it's been a while since I've done that and I've kind of forgotten how to do certain things. You could click right here and you got video tutorials that you can watch. So that was under Prep Step, and you'll find that under Exams. Let's close that one up. And next I want to take you to Grammar. I know that as students, you guys do a lot of writing. Well, we have useful tools that you can access through the databases. Just go to Grammar, and there is editing software that's called Grammarly. I'm going to click on Grammarly. If you write a paper, you can upload it to Grammarly and Grammarly will do the editing. Now you do have to register in order to use Grammarly, so just come here, type in your name, make sure you use your Southwest email account. And then create a password, sign up, you'll be good to go. But make sure that you're using your Southwest email. If you use a personal email account, you won't have access to the premium version of Grammarly. And you want to make sure that you get all the bells and whistles. So just use that Southwest email. And then if you need help with writing, there are all kinds of good tools here under the recommended websites. There's an academic writing guide for college students. This shows you different examples, different types of papers, talks about citation, grammar tips and tricks. If you need help with your bibliography or citing, here's the citation machine, cite this for me. Those are tools to help. You can do an easy bib, or if you're doing your bibliography, Zotero Bib is a good tool to help you with that. There's the Grammarly handbook. It has a lot of good writing, grammar tips in there. There's the online writing tutorial. This is from Purdue University's OWL website. It is a wonderful site. And if you're putting your paper together and you have to use one of those styles like APA or MLA, this is a good place to go. The style manuals, using. You'll find samples of papers. You'll find information on how to format your paper, how to do different types of citations. It's just a tremendous tool. You have an online thesaurus and a dictionary. You can access those 24/7. You've got tools to help you if you ever have to do a thesis statement. There's the thesis builder and the thesis statement generator. So all this is under the recommended websites under the grammar section. And let's scroll down just a bit and let's go to multimedia. Maybe you want to find a video. Maybe you're going to give a presentation and you want to show a video clip. Well, you have lots to choose from, but I want to show you the Master Academic Collection. Excuse me, I'm about to lose my voice here. Let's let this load up. And I do have a search box. I could type in a topic right here. I can also click these three little lines and kind of browse through. So here I have different subjects to choose from. I'm going to click View All. Excuse me. And I can scroll through, see different topics. Let's scroll through and find something interesting. Let's go here to English and let's look at Shakespeare. Let's click on that and see what videos we come up with. I'm getting 151. I can scroll through. I've got the different titles. Maybe I find one I want to view. I'll click it. Let it load up. It looks like it's a 54-minute video. I could just click here to view it. Now, maybe I don't have time to watch the whole thing. They do break it down into different segments. So if I wanted, I could click on any of these, see that segment, and they do give you a transcript. That can be really useful. Maybe there's a good sound bite in this video and you decide that you want to quote somebody. Well, rather than trying to write down what they're saying, just find it here in the transcript. You can highlight it, you can copy and paste it into your paper, put quotation marks around it, and then you can go right here is that cite tool. You want to cite back to the video. So let's close that. So we were under multimedia and we looked at the Master Academic Collection. Now I want to show you something. When you're spending, a few minutes on the databases page, you may get something like this. If the librarian is online, our chat box may pop up. So it says, need help? Chat with us now. You can just click here to chat, type in a question, and somebody will respond back. But I'm going to say no thanks for right now. And we've been looking at our electronic databases. So let's leave this. I'm going to click the back button, and now we're back here on the InfoNet homepage. And I want to scroll down and show you some of these thumbnails that we talked about earlier. This one is really important while we're all working remotely. Ask a librarian. Like I was saying earlier, we are still available. The library staff's still working hard. We're just doing it from home like you are, but we can still help you out. So here are all the different ways you can get in touch with us. We offer something called a research coach. If you click right here, there's a form to fill out. So maybe you've been playing around with the databases, looking, trying to do research, trying to look for articles or information on a topic, and you're just not having good luck. Fill this out and we will schedule a time. We'll have to call you up. We can do it over the phone. We can even use proxy software. We have something we call Bumgar. We could proxy on your computer and we can kind of do what we've been doing in this video. We can work with you one-on-one. We could suggest what databases would be good for your research topic. We can come up with some good search terms, but we're happy to assist you. Again, we've got that chat function. We could click here if you wanted to ask a question. Here are the days and the hours when that service is available. You could send us a text. Here's the number to send to that. You can follow us on Facebook. We post information about our resources there. Now, even though the locations are closed, we are still checking our voicemail. So here are all the library locations and our telephone numbers. If you call one of these, leave voicemail and we will get back in touch with you. You may not realize that in the PAWS system, you have an embedded librarian to help you out. So if you go to your class list, you'll see a link to Ask a Librarian. You can click on that, send us email times throughout the day. So we're happy to help you that way. Here is our email if you just want to send an email message to the library. This is our general email account. And then if you are having any issues, there is a report a problem form. Fill this out. We do ask you to be real specific. Any information that would help us with troubleshooting the issue is really appreciated. We also have a YouTube channel. So there are all kinds of useful videos that you can access 24/7. We cover different topics. You can watch these to walk you through different things. This is sort of a fun tool, our 360 virtual tour. If you want to, you just read this little book, see how this tool works, and you can visit the different library locations. So if you're missing the library like I am, take a 360 virtual tour. We've got a map up here. You can go to different centers if you want, different libraries. Right here is the Bert Bornblum Library. That's at Macon Cove. And if you just click this little arrow, you can move around. We can go inside. You can choose a different scene if you want to see the cyber cafe and so forth. We offer library webinars. These are live online sessions that we offer. They usually last between 30 minutes to an hour. You register in order to use them, and then on this date at this time you would log on, and here are some of the different topics that are coming up. So those are live sessions. You can ask questions just like being in a classroom, only we're doing it online. Again, a link out to Facebook. And then the last thing I want to show you is under branch hours. Yes, I know that we're closed, but if you click here, you can find contact information for all the library staff, and that can be useful. So here is the name of our executive director, our associate director. You get phone numbers. And if you want to contact me, I'm under the Just Parish Library at Union Avenue. My name is Gloria Hayden, and here's my number. So if there is anything that I can do to assist you, please don't hesitate to reach out. So thank you very much. I hope that this was a useful video. Take care.